Welcome back, everybody. There is a new release from World of Gun. As you guys can see, this is a Walther P88 Compact. Guess what P88 was built? Is It was built in 1988, 1983 actually, not 88, 1983 by I'm sorry, by Carl Walther uh, GmbH and manufactured by Carl Walther GmbH. Uh, designed in 1983, produced in 1983 to 1994, and then 1996 to 1997, and then until 1996 when it was replaced by the Walther P99 in 1997. So it's like, I think it's like it was designed for military and law enforcement. And let's see adoption. Oh, there's not much. Okay, interesting. Okay, let me like quick read on the on the on the Walther P99. Okay, Walther P99 have more users. Interesting. So P99 P99 is like actually like a market hit from the wiki page. Like you can like see the users. It's like very like oh, I see. Mm. It was put up for competition for like M9. Interesting. Okay. Oh, no wonder it like lost and then like I see. Okay, so it was designed by Carl Walther in 1983. It fired 9mm parabellum, or like the other cartridge is 22 long rifle cartridge. So it's yeah. Let's uh, let's begin the review. Don't waste any more time. We already waste 2 minutes just for information. So slow 50 plastic, of course, so you can see how things working, and parts name, so we can know what the name of the part, and then like slow 50 so we can see in slow motion. Now, as you guys can see, since it was designed for the American Joint Service Small Arm program, I think they try to like make it similar to Browning High Power or M1911. You guys can correct me on that, but like the design is like familiar, that's for sure. The design is, yeah, familiar in my opinion. And also, this is probably just me, but like since it's for the American program, they change the design of the magazine catch from the bottom, usually from the like European style. Like when I notice like for old pistol design, the like the magazine release is in the bottom of the magazine. Well, now it's on the side because they probably competing for American design, for American program, or maybe they just like, yeah, like this, like on the grip near the trigger is like the best design. I don't know if you guys like historian, can you guys tell me what like the Glock, like, oh well, Glock is Austrian, and then like yeah, maybe I'm not well educated enough for the European style magazine. Well, release button and the American style near the trigger guard release button. Okay, let's continue. Okay, that's I want to reload. As you guys can see, this is the reloading. Wait a minute. Okay, my mic's still on. My mic. I need to buy a new mic, like a better one. Okay, so you press on this magazine catch button, and then it's gonna go to the side, pushing on this magazine catch, allowing the magazine catch disengaging from the magazine body. Then you can pull out the magazine. By the way, it's a double stack and 9mm, so it have 50 round or 14 in this animation in this game. Now that's the reloading. Simple. Now firing mechanism. Okay, so when you pull the trigger, of course, the trigger bar gonna. This is did you guys? I'm not gonna talk about like this 6 hour thing. It's gonna be like 30 minutes video. Okay. So when you pull the trigger here, the trigger bar going to engage this release lever here, which is a safety mechanism that like push forward the safety lock that lock the firing pin in safe position in battery. And then like when you pull the trigger bar, you allowing the release lever to push on the safety lock up, and now the firing pin is on, is active. When you hit you hit it with the hammer, it's gonna fire. So the safety mechanism there, they already did it in 1980s. Well, I mean, come on, it's pistol. How difficult the design could be. Okay, let's continue. And then when you pull the trigger bar engaging this release lever to allow the firing pin to be ready to be active, and then the trigger bar gonna move forward a bit and then start pushing on the sear, as you guys can see over here. You guys can see the trigger bar pushing on the sear disengage. The hammer, as you guys can see there, the hammer do what hammer do, hammering the firing pin, and when it hammered the firing pin, it's hitting the primer, the firing pin hitting the primer. Round is fire. The blowback happen. The slide go back. It's tilt, and then when it's tilt, can the slide gonna the when not the slide that tilt, but the barrel is tilting, allowing it to stop, and then like the lock mechanism disengage. You can extract the empty casing. The empty casing being kicked out by the ejector here. Empty casing out. Now new bullet, new ammunition, new ammo into the chamber. Slide pushing forward the barrel, lock into position, into battery, and it's ready. Now it's ready. Barrel and slide in battery, ready for firing. But let's go back one more time to see what happened when the slide go forward. Trigger bar, pull the trigger bar engaging the release lever to release the safety lock. Firing pin is ready and hot. And then after that, the trigger bar keep moving forward, engaging now the sear. The sear gonna disengage the hammer. The hammer fall, hitting the firing pin. The firing pin hitting the primer. Round is fire. The blowback happen. And then the energy sending the slide and the barrel to go back. And when the slide go back, as you guys can see here, this the slide hitting down on the trigger bar. So okay, like this, hitting like that, right? So this trigger bar go down. When it's go down, what happened is uh, the trigger bar disengage the sear, allowing the sear ready to capture the hammer when it's back in position. Also allowing the release lever to be disengaged from the trigger bar. Now the hammer is being pressed down by the slide. The slide go back, and then now it's go forward, pushing down new round into the chamber. And then, as you guys can see here, the sear capturing the hammer. It was ready when the slide right there. Now, when the slide is not pushing down on the hammer resting on the sear again. Let's see from this angle. Now, as you guys can see, now the hammer and the sear is engaged. They are ready for the next round. So I'm gonna fire without explaining, and I hope you guys can follow what's happening and understand how this thing works. But let's see the trigger bar. Should we remove the trigger bar? You guys can imagine, right, like how things work. So ejection, you run into the chamber, slide forward, everything ready. Now let's see the safety. This is amazing part about this pistol is the safety, which basically also decock mechanism. So safety on. Okay, let's like this. Safety on. What happened with safety on? Basically, when safety on, decocking lever gonna disengage the sear from the hammer. When that happened, remember uh, the safety lock is locking the firing pin. So like if the hammer fall, it's not gonna fire because it was locked. And then while that happened also, you guys see this cut out here. You guys see this? This is the firing pin is active. It's on. It can fire. Well, not active. I mean, there's safety lock here. But like this is a line right here, so the firing pin can move if there is no safety lock here. Okay, but since there's safety lock, it's not on. But there's like another feature. When you while you decocking, you also lock the firing pin down with the safety lever pin here, and when it's locked, the safety pin is locked in position. You cannot. Now the hammer can like hit it, and the hammer of the pistol can hit it, and it will not fire. You guys can see here. You guys can see. Okay. What is that sound? Okay. So you guys can see. Disengage. Okay, now you guys can see the trigger bar Okay, I'm gonna remove this hammer strap so you guys can see clearly. So this is in the cocking position, also safety. Okay, okay, we need angle that like really capture what I'm trying to explain. Oh my god. Okay, okay. As you guys can see, this is a decock position. The hammer is in decock position. Now, what happened is the trigger bar can engage directly with the hammer, like so. Now safety on, safety on. As you it's safety on, basically you're decocking the hammer and you're locking the firing pin. Now safety off. You just allow the firing pin to be in ready to fire position, but the safety lock's still on. But like the safety pin still now it's off. As you can see, when it's off, the cocking lever will disengage from the sear, allowing the sear to ready in position to capture the hammer again. Now your safety off in the cocking position. Now let's fire it. When you fire, you guys can see from here the trigger bar engaging the hammer directly from, supposed to be from this angle. So when you pull, you guys can see the contact here, the trigger bar and the hammer contact here, and then it's probably gonna be heavy trigger pull because you basically pulling the hammer directly, and then not heavy but like long. I'm sorry, my English. And yeah, you guys can see here, you pull the trigger, the hammer go down, and then when the trigger bar, excuse me, hello, testing, okay, am I still on? Trigger bar like like disengage from the hammer. Now remember also, when you pull the trigger bar also, okay, this is like very timing sensitive here. You guys notice here, when you pull the hammer there, you also instantly pushing the release lever up, allowing the firing pin to be to be active, ready for firing. Then the hammer fall, hitting the firing pin. That's it. Round is fired. So yeah, that's safety for this pistol. So on safety, you basically safety on, you decock the pistol, safety off, it's in decock position. Then you just pull the trigger. So one more time, without slow motion. Amazing, right? Yeah, I think I'm not gonna make opinion, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm gonna remake my old review without like the one that without explanation, so people can understand better. I'm gonna work on FNFNC like in the 2-3 days. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.